I want to downplay this guy as well. I can't. This guy is, I always say he looks like he should be an actuary or should be selling me life insurance or whatever else.
Wait, he doesn't sell life insurance?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
3 years.
You know, I actually did some work, Jay. You know, I had something going on this morning, so I wasn't here early, but I was doing work for the show, and I left it in the car, so I'll go get it at break. But I basically went through and figured out Vikings, Bears, Packers, all their picks this year. And I kind of give all those fans an idea of what's going to be available at each round.
I actually like that's good. I'm glad you're doing that. You did that because that's keeps it more more local flavor.
Would have done
to
the
it.
Lions, but you know the Lions stink. No one cares. Sorry,
Yeah.
Randazzo.
Well, I want to get to the Lions there in a second because I made an analogy the other night and I want to talk about it. It's a different type of sport. But Mac Jones, the idea that, let's see, I've talked about him and said he's no better than A.J. McCarron or Greg McElroy. He's a product or whatever else. The dude is athletic. His dad played tennis professionally. His mom played tennis. His sister's a tennis player.
Who?
He was Mac Jones.
Okay.
He was a tennis player. You know what tennis players do?
Play tennis?
Yeah, they move side to side pretty well.
Yeah.
So to sit there and just be like, oh, he's just a product of Alabama. He's got the best offensive line, best in that. He's going to be able to move in outside that pocket pretty well.
Did you see any of my retweets today?
No, I did not see any of your retweets today.
There is a rumor going on that Azeez Ojulari has some sort of lower leg degenerative disease. That's huge because he was expected to be first rounder, and I'm wondering if that's going to take him out of the first round. I'm leaving it where he is right now because I think it's speculation and rumor.
Okay.
I don't know what the truth. I don't have anything solid. It's interesting. It's coming from a source that tweeted it. That's a reliable source, but he didn't seem sold on it either.
It has been reported that if there are 400 names on the board for possible draft picks, 400, over 50 of them have an INC by their name, which is incomplete on their medical history because of the global pandemic. We don't have pro days the way they used to. They don't have the combine in February like they used to.
Right.
They don't know, and that's why. So when we just found out last week about Justin Fields, it's just starting to come out. What you just said is another thing. That's what makes this draft so weird, is that there might be guys that just fall for no reason, and we all look at each other like, how did they fall? And then it comes out later like they just didn't know the background of the guy. Everybody on top of the board just was like his history.
Well, when you're spending this kind of money on it, yeah, I can see the point. I mean, obviously, when you're talking like your first 5 picks, those guys, I think it's the first 5, they're guaranteed a certain amount no matter what. So yeah, but when you're trying to find an edge rusher who, I mean, let's just be honest. I think in this league it goes quarterback, edge rusher, cornerback. Those are the 3 most important positions on the field.
Quarterback, edge, and cornerback?
Corner, yes.
Okay, well, we know it's a big quarterback-heavy draft. We know that there's for sure 2 cornerbacks that are start tomorrow cornerbacks.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Cowboys are going to go Surtain the second or Horn, right?
Correct.
That's it.
And everything I'm reading says they will be tickled pink to get either. They are 50-50. Their draft room right now is 50-50 between Horn and Surtain.
Yeah, and it goes. You
can look at some of Horn's numbers too. Horn against Waddle, Horn against all these Jamar Chase, Horn against guys. He shut them down.
Horn's legit.
Yeah.
So is Surtain.
They're both legit. The only thing is Surtain never had to go against Devontae Smith. He was on his team.
So I think at 10, 11, 12...
Horn against Kyle Pitts. There's...
10, 11, 12 is going to go cornerback, wide receiver, cornerback. I think the Giants are going wide receiver at 11. And then the Eagles will take either Surtain or Horn.
If either one are still there. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Denver or Carolina go Horn or Surtain.
Well,
if that happens, I think Dallas trades back. That'd be my thought. I don't know. And then tries to get something deep. Now, there are other guys out there, but you're not going to reach at 10 for them. Not necessarily a corner, but Trayvon Morwig. There's still Caleb Farley's not going to attend the draft. He has COVID, but Caleb
Yeah.
Farley
That's news that
dropped
just came
because
out as
of
well.
injury. Tyson Campbell, who's the other? Oh, Greg Newsome the second.
Uh-huh.
So those other guys. So does Dallas go down? There's other guys later in the draft that fit the body, the style, but we'll see.
So, is there a situation? Do we think Atlanta would trade with the Patriots out at 4? They don't have any bad blood over the 28-3 ridiculousness, do they? That's the only thing I have the hiccup on. Like Atlanta's being like, we're not going to do anything with you. Like I
just because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No,
I'm trying to come up with different reasons, like why they wouldn't make that trade. Again, I've been on record saying I think Atlanta should trade out of it. I really, truly do. I think if the Patriots trade up to 4, that's where you're going to have that Trey Lance or Mac Jones.
I don't get the talk too, where they're thinking if they take Kyle Pitts, they're the best offense in the league. They still don't have a running back. Their O-line is not very good, and
I feel like they have enough playmakers. They really need a tight end running routes out there.
I don't know. I mean, if I was them, I'd work on protecting what you have. I don't know. I mean, I top needs for them are defensive end and linebacker.
Well, it also depends on if.
Yeah.
Do we think Julio's going to be there next year?
I don't.
No.
Not with what's going on.
I don't believe
think
so
he's
either.
getting traded.
Yeah.
It's something like June 2nd is
Yeah.
the cap hit or whatever else. I think he's
Saves him
going to
like
get traded after that.
8,000 or something like
Yeah.
that. No.
I think he's gone.
Well, they're already talking to the Eagles are going to trade away Zach Ertz. And right now, the rumor is they were shopping. They want a third rounder for him.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. I would love for that situation, but I don't know if they trade him to Dallas. But Dallas has a couple third rounders they can give up.
But he'd fit in real well around there.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are making a move somewhere, and I just don't know where it fits in. I don't know if it's 4 or 7 or 9 with the Broncos. I really don't know, but I think the Patriots are trading up.
I would say the teams that are most likely to trade, obviously Atlanta, Detroit, Carolina, Denver. And I think Denver trades up with Atlanta. That's my thought.
Yeah, I thought Denver would already be moving up.
I think Denver trades up with Atlanta, especially if
Trey Lance is there.
If Trey Lance or Justin Fields are both there. If Mac Jones goes 3, you're going to watch some people scrambling to get these other 2. I'm sorry. I think people have those 2 higher on the boards than Mac Jones. And I'm not saying Mac Jones is a slouch. I'm just saying I think
Denver doesn't need to. Fields can be there at 9.
I don't think they're guaranteed. I think they're worried that if they don't jump up and do it, someone else is going to.
Is going to jump up and get it.
Yeah, that's their thought.
Because 4, 5, 6, 7 could all jump out of that.
I don't think Cincinnati moves.
You don't think Cincinnati moves right there?
I think it's Chase, and I think it's a done deal.
Yeah.
I know everyone's going to say, like,
if you
we
go
need to
from-
protect him, but as far as, let's see, they made 2 Cincinnati is made off-season moves. They drafted the last 2 drafts outside of Joe Burrow. They took offensive linemen the last 2 drafts in other rounds that it can start, and then they have Riley Reese, right?
Riley Reese, yeah.
So I think they think offensive tackle's deep enough.
Well, I think Cincinnati goes Chase, and this is why, because they feel because they lost A.J. Green, they need to have another weapon. And with Riley Reef there, they're happy, and they're thinking at 38 we can still find a very good starting tackle. Because I think it's deep in tackle this year.
You don't think that 9 or 8, the Panthers at 8 and Broncos at 9 will trade up to 5 and he won't still be there?
Yeah, I just don't.
Because, like you said, it'd be the scramble.
It'll depend. It will depend. Yeah, if the Falcons don't trade their pick and take Pitts, then you can see some people offering Cincinnati some. It's all depending on what I'm telling you. What do the 49ers do? That's where it's at. I don't see a lot of people getting excited to trade up for Mac Jones.
And there's no other talk about them doing anything else but quarterback right there, right?
Right. I can't see them doing anything but quarterback. And they don't show their hand per se as on what they're going to select.
No,
for
they've
sure.
been very quiet about it.
They did, but then they did.
But they did say, yeah,
there's
they would,
5 guys.
Yeah, they're 5 guys.
Yeah.
So I think they're very interested in taking a quarterback. It's obvious.
It's a quarterback. again, that's the fun part about it. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a matter of this show getting maturity. I don't know if it's T-Roy, your mock draft growing from this little piece of paper over here to this notebook, or if it's just the COVID and not knowing in these personal times where the tryouts where people are running 4.2 40s and everything. I haven't looked at a draft with this much anticipation, and I think in my lifetime, to be honest with you. I can only imagine if we could go in a time travel. I think the 84 draft would be the only one that we would want to like speculate all over again because all the quarterbacks taken in that. But yeah, it's going to be nuts. The third pick is. We talked to Alex Strofe the other day, and he's just like, yeah. Get your popcorn, get your drink, do whatever else during the first 2 picks, because when 3 starts, that's when it's all going to break loose. And you're going to go anywhere from 3 to 15 is where this entire draft is fun. After that, it's kind of like, eh.
Yeah, after that, it's like, all right, what's my team doing? So, I mean, if you're a Bear fan and you don't trade up, you're eager to see what the hell they're doing at 20. Packers, same thing. Are they sticking at 29? I mean, Alex said no. He said, I do not see them picking at 29. Do they trade up or do they trade down? And do they go wide receiver?
So you mentioned A.J. Green, which is oddly...
Which he is now an
Arizona Cardinal with a 1-year deal, very team affordable. And yesterday, we were talking about Julio Jones, and today we're talking about him as well. What he is worth.
They both came out in the same draft.
The same draft class. Yeah. And we're talking about Julio Jones like he is the greatest wide receiver to ever play ball. And we're just dismissing A.J. Green.
He just had some injuries the year before last, and last year he
Julio's had his injuries.
Yeah,
he's been injured.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, we're like, would you give up a second, third rounder? And yeah, and
I mean, A.J. Green's still got to be very valuable right now. Like, he could go out and have
I think
a phenomenal year next year.
He could bounce back for sure, especially with the fact that he's got DeAndre Hopkins on the other side of him. You know, Elfitz retired. They needed some veteran leadership around there. I think A.J. Green's a good clubhouse guy. You've never heard any BS about A.J. Green. Yeah. It's always like, you know, if
not
he's
much
had
to
any
do in Cincinnati.
Yeah, his only problem has been with the front office of Cincinnati, which I think anybody who's ever played for Cincinnati's had a problem with that front office. So let's just, you know, that is what it is. I think he can go there. Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. That coach is extremely offensive minded. They've lost a lot on defense. I mean, that
Patrick
team
Peterson in Minnesota now.
Yeah. Now, getting J.J. Watt was huge, but I think the secondary took a hit. They lost both their starting corners. So we'll see. But that being said, you know, having a wide receiver that throws up yards and touchdowns and having a guy like A.J. Green on your team, yeah, I think they can do it. And if they, you know, score enough points, who needs a defense, right?
I don't know. DeAndre Hopkins is a pretty decent receiver, too.
That's what I'm getting at.
And Larry Fitzgerald's pretty good.
Yeah, he's gone, though.
Did he finally retire?
Did he retire?
He retired.
I'm shocked that I don't know that, and 2, that he actually retired.
Oh.
But
but they're still loaded.
Yeah.
I mean, and they just
Christian Kirk.
James Conner.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk. I mean, they offensively they are very, very talented.
They did get James Conner.
So, well, that's another thing we're going to get to. Also talked about it, the draft. Like the things that I think are going to happen. I think there's going to be more trades than ever before in the first round. I think you're going to see the craziness of the Patriots moving up and something they don't normally do. But you know what else they don't normally do? Spend a crazy amount of money during free agency like they did.
Yeah, I think this is Belichick's kind of his last. He's probably on a 5-year ride, and then they're turning it over, something like that. Maybe not. Maybe less than a 5-year ride. Maybe a 4-year ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he wants to win. He wants to get back to winning now. I mean, he's a competitive dude. Like Belichick or not, he's probably at the same time he hears everybody. Mm-hmm. Oh, Brady won without Belichick. Must have been Brady. But it's like, yeah, F you guys.
Well, I mean, that's the Shaq Kobe thing.
Yeah,
you know,
Belichick's like I taught him all the ways he needed to learn how to win, and he did it. But I'm still a great coach. Yeah, there's ego there. Don't get, and there's none of us that would say, do you want Bill Belichick to be the head coach of your team right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why
there isn't a team. Name a team in the NFL that wouldn't say yes.
Chiefs? I think
Who?
if the 40
Chiefs,
maybe. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you there.
if the
And
49ers...
maybe the Buccaneers right now, but
Buccaneers.
that's 30 other teams in the league would take Bill Belichick over what they currently have.
The 49ers take Trey Lance, I think it is a lock. The Patriots trade up to 4 and take Mac Jones.
Okay. I love your speculation. God, we are literally a day away.
Tomorrow.
I know.
Oh, God. I just went to midnight, Jay.
All right. We got a lot more to talk about here. We had Adrian in studio with us. We have some phone calls to make and reach out to some guests. It's a beautiful day out there. The rain is gone.
Did it even rain last night?
I think it just spit a little bit. You know, reminds me of that Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
Yeah.
When it's rained sometimes, when I'm on a walk with my nephew and it's raining, and he says, "Why is it raining?" I say, "'Cause God's crying." He says, "Why is God crying?" He says, "I don't know, probably because of something you did." Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
It's very nice.
I know, isn't it? All right, we'll be right back here at Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 1170 AM.
Quad Cities, you need to stop using social media to ask people for suggestions on where to get the oil change, who does the best tattoo work, or where you're going to grab some lunch. All you need is your Locals Lovest guide. It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find what you're looking for, or go to the website, localslovest.com. You click on Quad Cities and then browse favorites. Easy to use, and they're even ranking all the popular places for you, so please check it out today. Those are our friends from Locals Lovest. They're your guide to the best.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
PointsBet understands that in sports, it pays to be fast. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Whether you're a bettor or a baller, a sharp or a sharpshooter, if you're making money or just laying money, sports is speed. Luckily, your sports book can keep up. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. Plus, right now, PointsBet is giving customers the best odds on all pro sports. That's better odds and bigger payouts on our lightning fast app, because PointsBet knows every second matters. Time is money, and it pays to be fast. PointsBet has the best odds on all pro sports, so download the app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they have ditched the other books. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sports book for yourself. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Run with us on a John Deere Z365 RZ track mower, built for taking it easy. With the Easy Change 30-second oil change system and standard mulch control to control your clippings without any extra effort. Because lawns aren't just for mowing, they're for living. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a new Z300 Series zero-turn mower with 0% APR for 24 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 1-800-226-8903.
Clay's Cleaning Service has a spotless reputation.
Take care of the windows. Hello, this is Clay.
But his business operations could use a light dusting.
Boy, I had you scheduled for next week. I'll just check here. No, absolutely. We will be there tomorrow.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
At Crawford Company, we specialize in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Sports, on the other hand...
Hey, Crawford guy, go long!
No, I can't.
Here comes the pitch to Crawford guy. Strike 3.
Come on, Crawford guy, take the shot.
Sports may not be our specialty, but home comfort is. Crawford Company, plumbing and drain cleaning, heating and air conditioning.
Baseball is back, and you can catch every swing of the bat, every double play, and every strikeout at Circle Tap in Davenport. Watch every game on one of their 17 flat-screen TVs, or enjoy their beautiful outdoor patio. Get $1 Bud Family Drafts during every Chicago baseball game and take advantage of their daily food and drink specials. Plus, enter to win your favorite Chicago baseball team swag bag. It's valued at over $200. Enjoy great food, great drinks, and great friends all baseball season long at the Circle Tap, West Locust Street, Davenport.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The NFL Draft in Cleveland is now just a day away, and the buzz of who is going where is heating up. Florida tight end Kyle Pitts is projected to go 4th overall to Atlanta in most NFL.com mock drafts, but he told NFL Network Tuesday he thinks the first 4 picks will all be quarterback. Another top prospect, Alabama Heisman-winning receiver Devontae Smith, tells Good Morning Football he's tired of hearing concerns about his 166-pound weight.
We play football. We're in the football business. We're not weightlifting. We're not bodybuilders. So, I mean, like, it's football. That's what we're here for. So all the other stuff is irrelevant. I can do everything, inside, outside. You can put me on special teams. I mean, it's nothing I can do. No job is too big. So, I mean, like, wherever you want to plug me in at, I mean, I can do that.
Elsewhere, the Dolphins traded guard Eric Flowers to Washington for a swap of 7th-round picks. Washington also picked up the 5th-year option of Deron Payne, while the Steelers and Bears did the same for Mika Fitzpatrick and Roquan Smith, respectively. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
At Napa, we keep things moving. If it has wheels and an engine, we help keep it on the road. And if it's on the road, we have parts for it. And if you need a part, you can get it fast, like same-day pickup or next-day delivery fast. At Napa, when we're not thinking about cars, we're thinking about the people who drive them. Because when it comes to serving you and our community, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available at participating stores and on in-stock items only.
How can I feel as good at the end of the day as I felt at the beginning?
The All-33 Backstrong chair makes it possible.
Well, how about tech that can triple the size of my monitor when I'm on the go?
With the Mobile Pixel Trio, it's possible.
How can my small business make a strong impression?
It's possible with the iPostal One virtual mailbox. Welcome to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or at staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
Get out your black hat. Your new home of White Sox baseball is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Don't Hassle Us Local here on AM 1170. Thanks for tuning in again.
Yeah, we're going to give Big Mike here a call in just a few minutes, talk a little bit about golf that's happening this weekend. We got the Valspar Championship. Whatever the heck happened last weekend, I'm still confused. Who were those two ding-dongs that won that golf thing? Zurich Open?
Yeah, that was
one guy's got a
Cameron
mullet?
Smith and Leishman.
Who are those guys? What is that? What
golfers?
No, that guy is not. He's got a mullet and some weird mustache.
Yeah, he did really well in the Masters last year, dude.
That guy
Cameron
did?
Smith? Yeah. He finished like second or third. Yeah.
He looked like Joe Dirt.
He does look like Joe Dirt. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Very much. He's a Joe Dirt wannabe.
Yeah, it really does. So we did not, obviously we didn't do too well with our DFS because we didn't pick Joe Dirte to win the thing, so.
Well, no, certainly not for lack of trying.
What's that?
Not picking Joe Dirte.
Yeah, I know. But we got to give, we're going to talk a little bit of golf with him now here. We're going to give him a call. I'm not going to say his number out loud. That's not right.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I should do it.
Whatever you do, don't say it out loud.
Don't say it over the air. Just give him a call. We're going to talk to him about Hidden Hills. Beautiful day for golf, by the way. When are you golfing? The 7th? Yeah. You in a golf league, Adrian? Mm-mm. You don't golf?
Hidden Hills.
Yo, Mike. What's up, buddy?
How's it going today, boys?
Well, it's going well. The weather's cooperating. It's going to be a nice day. A good day to get out there and hit the links. Get 18 in, maybe 22 out there at Hidden Hills, right?
That is for sure. We've got bright sunshine and 80s.
I love it. It's nothing but, yeah, hopefully those are the rest of the days ahead of us going forward because I like the nice weather a lot more than I like cold, buddy.
That's for sure. How's it going over there?
Yeah, how's things going out there at Hidden Hills?
They're going really well. You know, we got the league going. We've got just regular rates now.
Mhm.
So it's starting to book your tee time, so you've got that all planned out. And then we're looking forward to our Memorial Day 4-man shootout on the 31st.
Yeah, this 31st. So how do they sign up for that? Do they call you for a tee time, or do they?
Yeah, just call in and sign up as a team. Just give me a team captain, and we'll put your name in, and then off we go. And that's
Yeah.
an 8 a.m. shotgun on the Monday.
You said it's an 8 a.m. shotgun on Monday.
Yep,
Okay.
Monday the 31st. That's Memorial Day.
Gotcha. Now, I don't know any better, so I'm just asking: is there anything the post-COVID rules of golf that you guys are still doing, or is there? I mean, do you guys do that? No. Okay. Good.
You know, everything. We're open 100%. You know, in the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not gathering 40 or 50 people, but everything's wide open. So yeah, come and enjoy. Carts are available any time of the day.
Perfect. That sounds great. That makes me happy because it feels like a little bit of return to normalcy. All right.
Oh yeah.
So last week we were talking about, before we got in the air with you, Joe Dirt and his partner won the Zurich Open. We didn't have those guys on our team, but we've got to do a DFS for the week though, and now it's the Valspar Championship.
When you're in a slump, you got to come up with something, right?
That makes me so happy. Yeah, I like to gamble with you, Big Mike.
Yeah.
So what's gonna be our DFS for the golf this weekend?
Okay, DFS. We've got, usually I tried to go like 2 of the top tier guys, and then we've got to, you're spending a lot of money on those top tier guys. So I've tried to get off the top tier and go down a little bit so we can get maybe 4 upper level, and then maybe roll the dice with 2 like 6,500 guys.
Love it. I like where your head's at.
So we're going with, I feel like Paul Casey is a defending champion. Now this is 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have it last year. So he's our top pick at $10,000.
Paul Casey looks like he truly is a guy who loves a good draft of Blue Moon, but only with an orange slice in it. Just throwing everybody out there.
He'd surf afterwards or
Mhm.
steering.
I like to see. The thing is, I don't know, Mike. I think you understand this, and the listeners out there. I don't know a lot about golf, and I don't know these golfers. I just like to speculate on what their profile pictures remind me of.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. That's might as well judge the book by its cover.
Yeah. The other thing is this: why is it that they all will take their photos after they've been on the golf course for 4 straight days and wearing a visor? Why? And they have like very, very pale upper foreheads. Why doesn't someone give them a heads up?
Great question. They're publicists. I'd talk to them.
Yes, exactly. All right. Who else we got?
Okay. Next, we're going with Corey Connors.
Okay.
He's been hot lately, and he's got. So this course is, you're at an advantage if you do a lot of good tee to green work, meaning get greens in regulation, hit the green. So he's a good guy for that.
Love it.
And then next, we've got Charlie Hoffman.
Okay. Hoffman. Yep. Dude, that guy looks like he loves to coach flag football.
Oh,
he looks like he lives and dies to coach just flag football. Even if his kids get older and they move on to high school, he's still going to be a lifetime flag football coach. I don't know why, but that's what he looks like.
Next, we've got Justin Rose.
You love that guy.
Yeah. He did well at the Masters, so we might as well ride him.
Justin Rose looks like a guy who has an acoustic guitar in his corner of his living room, but never has ever taken a lesson.
Love, take me down to the streets.
Okay, what else we got?
We've got a 6,400 guy at Hudson Swafford.
Okay. Yeah, we've talked about this guy. He's got an amazing loaf on his head. Okay.
Yep.
Amazing loaf.
Yeah. And then we got one more pick.
Good bargain pick, I think.
Yeah. What
and
else?
Then last,
Yeah.
we've got Abernat.
Are you talking to yourself here? Who do you got for me here?
Apperbarn rat.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce.
Yeah. Last part of it's barn rat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Starts with the K.
Apperbarn rat.
Yeah, he does have 0 top 10s, but he's made the cut 5 out of 13. All right.
He's a gamble. That's
He's definitely
just
gamble.
what you got to go with when you're at the bottom there, 6,400.
Okay, so here's what we're looking at here. We've got Paul Casey, we've got Connors, we've got Hoffman, we've got Rose, we've got Swafford, and we've got Upper Barn Rat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And don't be shocked if Apperbarn rat is leading after this first day.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. All right, Mike, there's a lot of things going on outside of just the golf. The draft's coming up. Are you excited for the NFL draft?
Yeah, I'll pay attention. I don't follow it a ton, but that's why I tune into you guys to give me all the ins and the outs,
That's all you got to do. Yeah, that's all you got to do. Keep paying attention more. T-Roy is going to let everyone know what their favorite team's going to need of our local teams and everything. But yeah, we are no different than anyone else about beating a dead horse about this draft. But the thing is it's just too darn good of a draft to not talk about it incessantly. So
yeah, no, and that's what you guys do, all the dirty work, and then I just follow along and take it all in.
There you go.
Well, I appreciate you listening.
That's right. All right, buddy. Enjoy the weather out there. Say hi to Bogey for me. Love that dog.
Oh, yeah, and after this draft, we've got to do the dog draft.
Yes, I do. This is all right. So this is what Mike wants us to do. Mike wants us to take a breed of dog and where it would be at on a football field position.
Yeah.
All right.
So actually, he's on to something here. I like this a lot.
I like it a lot too.
Yeah, like it's so.
And not breeds of dogs, but if you know a dog, either present or in the past, that would fill in a roster spot. That's also a great thing.
Oh,
yeah,
I got it.
Yeah, so if you can get more specific, you get in there. Like I don't know where my dog Rowdy would fit in all of this because he's kind of a wild card, where he would fit on a
I feel
football
like
team.
Rowdy's kind of like a outside linebacker. Or
He's legitimately he's the equivalent of Rob Gronkowski. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he could be a tight end.
Yeah, he's just he just doesn't. So I like where your head's at on this, Mike, and we're gonna have to explore this a little bit more about where to put a breed or a specific dog on a football.
Like Rin
on a
Tin
football
Tin
team.
or Lassie. We can throw those in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
famous dogs are even better.
Yeah.
Okay, I got my brain's already working.
All right, Mike. Thank you so much for your time. Again, everybody, if you want to get in that Memorial Day tournament, go ahead and get a hold of Hidden Hills. You can call them at 563-332-5616 or go to hiddenhills-golf.com. Hidden Hills located at 4335 Indiana Avenue in Bettendorf, just north of the TBK complex. And Mike, they can follow you on social media at Hidden Hills Golf Course across the board. Am I right?
Yep, that's across the board, Twitter and Facebook.
Right on. All right, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking time and talking to us.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, buddy.
Take it easy.
Yep.
God, my head's already turning about this.
I know.
animal thing.
Yeah, we talked to him last week. He's like, you got to do it. I'm like, all right. I'm like, it was just out of nowhere. He's like, hey, I got an idea
I
for
already
you.
know what position my dog from childhood's going to play. I already got it all lined out in my head.
I mean,
what he does.
It's so weird. Like
he fits this position perfectly. Yeah.
So, like, what kind of breed of dog should be a quarterback?
Well, see, my dog was part Shepherd, part Irish Setter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wideout, dude.
Okay.
He's a wide receiver. He got a little diva in him.
Mm-hmm.
He's got big-time hops. Like, I watched this dog jump. Like, his head was at least, 10 feet up trying to get a squirrel. I got stills of this picture still. This is going to be up in a restaurant soon, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
But Dusty was his name, dude. So he had mad hops. So I could see him, mossing people. You got mossed? Him doing that.
Okay.
Like this dog, the diva part of him is, this dog jumped a fence just to get to another dog that was in heat because he wanted to, and tore a sack doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
no quitting that dog.
No quitting that dog. But what I'm getting at is, he's after it. Like, he's out. He's not shooting himself in the leg or anything in New York City, but, he might be out partying a little bit, chasing the tail.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think Rowdy's a tight end. I think
he's tight end, all right. Yeah, he's definitely Gronkowski, big dummy. We had somebody calling in. Look at this.
Yeah, you ready? Go ahead, take it away.
Thanks for calling in. Who do we have on the line?
Well, let me talk to you.
Uh-oh. It is our man.
So I got two things. I have three things. First thing first is the day before the draft, and I'm already all drafted out.
You're drafted out?
Yeah, my team's like 26.
Yeah.
Not worried about it. Number two, my dog. I got two dogs for the football team.
There you go.
I can't believe Browns backers chiming in on this. This is great.
I have my mini Australian Shepherd, who would make a great safety.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Because she's kind of smart.
Yeah.
But kind of dumb, but she's really athletic and kind of small.
And she's herding them.
I definitely put her at free safety. And my half pit bull, half blue heeler is definitely your outside linebacker, or one of them. He's probably the Mike, maybe not the Mike linebacker, but he's like an outside linebacker.
See, I'm thinking, yeah.
He's like big and fast, but he's not like lineman worthy. He's more like, you can send him on the blitz and it's cool, but he's not going to like protect the quarterback.
See, I think I like my tackles are going to be a Saint Bernard and a Great Dane, and then my center is going to be a German Shepherd on my O line. All right, so those are my O lines. So Rin 10's my center. Lassie's my quarterback.
No, God.
Okay. You follow me here?
Yeah.
Now you're running back.
See, I like my dog a lot at a running back. It's a Cocker Spaniel. His name's Franklin. I feel like he can catch a ball on the side a little bit, get the holes.
Yeah,
small enough
and
to get
I'm
through
thinking
the holes.
and I'm thinking to fill out my O line, like I got a couple stout, large size pit bulls, like filling out my O line.
But literally, I want to break this down even. I want Brown's backer. I want to get even more in depth here. So the safety that you're picking your dog is a what now? The free safety.
She's a mini Australian Shepherd.
Okay, so she's purebred.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well now we know the lineage. That's important because we have to pick the things by. Now the other one is a mix, though.
Yes.
I don't know about the parents here. What mix am I? What are we doing again now? Do they come from a good background?
Half blue heeler, half pit bull.
Okay, half blue heeler, half pit bull. Now
he's like a bull in the china shop.
Because I mean, you do this. You have to break down. Like if you look back at Josh Rosen, we thought he just came from, different stock, and he didn't care about. He was this well-off kid. Same thing that they kind of knock on Zach Wilson. And we have to do this in the background of these dogs as well, where they come from, their stock. And if, a purebred over a mix, does the mix have a chip on its shoulder? Am I going to draft it because I know it's got a chip to really show some things? Or does the purebred come from good stock? It's tough.
I like a husky at running back, too.
Here's the thing. He's more pit bull than blue heeler, but he did send out a couple of questionable tweets a couple of years ago.
Sure.
Might be screwed on that deal.
Okay.
Now, the other thing, Rottweiler, I think I got him like defensive end, defensive interior, possibly. Man. Them Rottweilers go.
Yeah.
Trying to think, were there some other big dogs?
I don't know. I can't believe you've done this.
What do you mean? All right, we got to really sit down.
Man, Mastiff, D-tack.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Brown's backer.
Yeah.
So you are completely drafted out, you say, right? You don't care where they're at picking?
No, I don't. I really don't. I hope as long as it's somebody, a linebacker or a cornerback or a safety, any one of those positions is great, and I think that's where they're going to go. So I'm just looking forward to not having to chew my nails off the first hour to see what we do and all this.
So
I'm very excited for that part of the draft.
Can I ask you this? Are you under the impression that I am that this is Cleveland's division to win this year and probably next year? The window is not very big because the division's so tough. I just think right now it's Cleveland.
Where Ricky Bobby's given the interview and he says, I really don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do with my hands and all this. I've never been in this spot. I don't know. I'm assuming it's ours, but I don't want to get too overconfident. But all the pieces are coming into place, and it's got us all in Browns fandom very excited. Let's put it that way.
All right, on.
We're very much looking forward to the year. The last thing I wanted to bring up, though, is I know you don't cover soccer a lot, and I get that, but there is a huge game on today at 2 o'clock. Paris Saint-Germain versus Manchester City in the Champions League.
Okay.
And that's going to be huge. And Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain, the over 2.5 goals right now is like plus one, or like minus 130, but the plus 3.5 goals is like plus 147. So that's not a bad pick. Then Man City is like plus 143 to win the game outright. There's a lot of betting opportunities in soccer.
Sure.
And I know this show does kind of focus on the betting stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I think if we had more of a soccer presence at some point, that would be cool. Because soccer is I don't want to say easy money, but there's a lot of money that changes hands in a soccer.
Okay, and that's good
like
to
I
know.
have DraftKings lineups in soccer every day, it seems like.
You're doing a DFS in soccer every day?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we need to talk more then and get in there.
And then we got the Super League fiasco.
The Super League
you guys
fiasco. I am
that
aware of that. Yes, we haven't touched upon it whatsoever because I didn't know how far deep that would go. But the Super League thing is just the idea that governments are getting involved in the Super League was incredible, and that thing lasted. I mean, 48 hours, and then it just collapsed. I mean, you can sit there and bash on the XFL and the AAF all you want, but that Super League had a life of less than 48 hours.
Ooh, and then you see McAfee tweeted, "I don't see what the big deal is. I think it sounds like a great idea," and everybody just rained down on him hard.
Really?
It was beautiful because he doesn't think a lot. I don't think before he talks.
No, he doesn't.
That would have been like virtually the death of England soccer.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got so many other things that he's dealing with. I mean, obviously his show that's on the XM. It's on the Mad Dog Radio Sports Network on XM, and now he's doing the SmackDown on Friday nights for the WWE. No, and I don't think he has too much. I mean, him and I probably could go toe to toe about soccer. That's how much I don't think he knows too much about it.
Well, I like the guy well enough, but you got to read the room. You got to read the room, man.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, so we need to talk more about the soccer DFS. So that's this afternoon at 2:00. And you said you like that over 3.5 goals?
I love it. It's on CBS Sports Network. If you turn the volume down, it'll also be on Galavision.
Okay. All right.
Unless you speak Espanol, then you turn the volume up.
All right, Brown's back. I appreciate the phone call. I really do. We'll be in touch. We need to talk more.
All right, dude. Get my dogs in there.
Yeah, I will. Take care, man.
Later.
Yeah, bye. That's a great phone call.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right, we do need to take a quick break. It's 12:47, Wednesday, April 28th. Let's get a quick break. Come back. We'll do more about, you've got your local teams, but regional teams, what they need to look for. We've got much more to talk to, and we got to talk to Adrian about just things in general. I mean, your seasons are coming up. Softball, bag season.
Last night of bowling.
Last night of bowling tonight?
Last night of bowling.
Oh, man.
3
all right.
more games.
We got all kind of things going on.
All right. Locally owned since 1934, Tri-City Equipment has been your source for restaurant equipment and value ever since. If you're looking to cater an event or you just need some specific items for your home chef, check them out online at tricityequipment.com or stop down to 527 West 4th Street in Davenport. Remember, they deliver to all Quad City residents and match online pricing. So call them today, 563-322-5382. Showroom hours 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. That's Tri-City Equipment, 527 West 4th Street in Davenport.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
You like that? You like that?
This is Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
What girl doesn't dream of getting dressed up in diamonds on her wedding day? With the Something Borrowed program at Dolan Jewelers, dreams do come true. With the purchase of your engagement ring and diamond from Dolan Jewelers, you can borrow up to $25,000 worth of our jewelry to wear on your wedding day, absolutely free. Shop our huge selection of popular engagement rings, as well as his and her wedding bands. Financing is always available, so come visit Dolan Jewelers at 3865 Elmore in Davenport or dolanjewelers.com.
All right, is that a Q2 or Q3 expense?
Dwayne's CPA went MIA. To keep his books and his sanity, he needs to find a replacement ASAP.
Hey, Johnny, have you ever heard of a fungible good?
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you own a
small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to getlocalcustomersnow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit getlocalcustomersnow.com. Getlocalcustomersnow.com.
So you say you're in the market for a truck or sedan. Maybe your family needs a minivan. Perhaps you just want a little coupe. Well, you can find them all at Weber Auto Group. WeberAutoGroup.com.
Visit Weber Auto Group's brand new showroom in Silvis. They have vehicles based on what you want or need this spring savings season. With over 260 vehicles in stock, ride off in the car of your dreams.
WeberAutoGroup.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 5510 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 5510. Enjoy!
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The NFL Draft in Cleveland is now just a day away, and the buzz of who is going where is heating up. Florida tight end Kyle Pitts is projected to go 4th overall to Atlanta in most NFL.com mock drafts, but he told NFL Network Tuesday he thinks the first 4 picks will all be quarterback. Another top prospect, Alabama Heisman-winning receiver Devontae Smith, tells Good Morning Football he's tired of hearing concerns about his 166-pound weight.
We play football. We're in the football business. We're not weightlifting. We're not bodybuilders. So, I mean, like, it's football. That's what we're here for. So, all the other stuff is irrelevant. I can do everything, inside, outside. You can put me on special teams. I mean, it's nothing I can do. No job is too big. So, I mean, like, wherever you want to plug me in at, I mean, I can do that.
Elsewhere, the Dolphins traded guard Eric Flowers to Washington for a swap of 7th-round picks. Washington also picked up the 5th-year option of Daron Payne, while the Steelers and Bears did the same for Mika Fitzpatrick and Roquan Smith, respectively. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
At Napa, we keep things moving. If it has wheels and an engine, we help keep it on the road. And if it's on the road, we have parts for it. And if you need a part, you can get it fast, like same-day pickup or next-day delivery fast. At Napa, when we're not thinking about cars, we're thinking about the people who drive them. Because when it comes to serving you and our community, our motor never quits. That's Napa know-how. Same-day pickup and next-day delivery available at participating stores and on in-stock items only.
How can I feel as good at the end of the day as I felt at the beginning?
The All-33 Backstrong chair makes it possible.
Well, how about tech that can triple the size of my monitor when I'm on the go?
With the Mobile Pixel Trio, it's possible.
How can my small business make a strong impression?
It's possible with the iPostal One virtual mailbox. Welcome to Staples Connect, a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers. Explore what's new at your local Staples store or at staplesconnect.com. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
Listen to every game on your sports leader. Download our app for our play-by-play schedule and never miss a thing. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in, and welcome back to Don't Hassle Us Local on AM 1170. Still have Adrian in studio, and we're going to get to some more draft talk. And Bird, you're frantically going through some papers over there.
I am. There's just things out there. There's always stories that I'm always interested in to talk about. And obviously there's things like, what happened this day in history, blah, blah, blah. But I am going to apologize to you, Adrian, to listeners out there. I did not prepare in time for today to do Horse Not a Horse, so you're going to miss out on one of our best segments. But I will talk to you about the Kentucky Derby, which I love the Kentucky Derby. Unfortunately, the Quad City Downs, the OTB isn't open anymore, but that's it used to be one of my favorite Saturdays is the drive over there, watch the Kentucky Derby. But I love the ponies. I love it. I love seeing it live. I love gambling on it. So the Kentucky Derby needs to get more attention than what it has. This story, and I am going to try to reach out to somebody. There is a horse that has the fourth best odds at the Kentucky Derby. His name is Hot Rod Charlie. They call him Chuck for short. The horse is owned by 5 college buddies that decided to buy a horse because they wanted to keep their friendship going.
It's a tremendous idea.
It is a great idea.
Fantastic.
They're sitting around. What can we do when we graduate from Brown? What are we going to do? They graduated in 2014.
Didn't have any fun at that school, so you had to have fun after.
Yes.
Couldn't just start a fantasy league.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not that at all. Not a fantasy draft. This is what real rich people problems are.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with our money and our time? So they're sitting around drinking beers, I guess, one afternoon. Nah. What are they doing?
They're drinking scotch.
They're drinking Stella's is good, too. That's a good call on the Stella, though. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
Or Heineken.
Yeah. In the bottle, of course. Yeah, because you got to let everyone know what you're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're sitting around in the afternoon. They're trying to figure out things to do to continue their friendship, and someone suggested to buy a horse. So these guys are Riley Higgins. Of course, it's Riley Higgins. Just right there and now.
I'm Riley Higgins. I attend University at Brown.
Yeah. Patrick O'Neill.
Oh, he's a drunk Mick. Love him.
Alex Koyasser.
Okay.
Eric Armagast. And Dan Giovacchini. They were teammates and buddies at Brown. So
teammates, what are they?
They played football at Brown.
Oh, I thought they were rowers.
Nope.
We row crew.
Yeah, they were football players at Brown. So O'Neill, Patrick O'Neill's uncle Doug, is a world-class horse trainer, and he got the doors open for him in 2019. They formed Boat Racing LLC. Their first 2 horses did not pan out for him. Hot Rod Charlie was one that they also bought, and what happened was he scored a surprising second-place finish at last fall's Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and now he has the fourth best odds to win the Kentucky Derby. He is at the what spot is he in? The 9th spot, and only 4 horses have won for the Kentucky
breaking
Derby.
news
What's
from
that?
Ian Rappaport.
What's that?
The Carolina Panthers have traded Teddy Bridgewater to the Broncos for the 6th-round draft pick.
No, what? No, for their 6th rounder?
6th-round draft pick. That
so they've got Locke and Teddy.
Thanks to Brad Hines.
All right, let's get to that in just one quick second. Yeah. Anyway, these guys are, they're just college buddies. Let's see. Higgins and Armagos work in finance, and Neil's a VP of sales for a sports apparel brand. Kioser is operations manager at Lyft, and Gio Vashini co-founded a company called Tango. So these guys are the type of guys that actually have to take PTO just to go watch their horse run races. And it's went from like a lot of fun that they thought they would just be traveling around California, that's taken them to like New Orleans and now Louisville this weekend. Louisville. Good story. That's a lot of fun. I'm going to be gambling on
Chuck.
Hot Rod Charlie. Yep, Chuck, if you will. I want
I got
him
a few bucks I could throw on it.
Yeah, I want him to do well.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're looking at that, T-Roy, Adrian, does that make you believe that the Broncos are not going to be in the quarterback hunt for this draft?
No, they're still in the quarterback hunt.
You think so?
I think he's just a backup.
Locke, Bridgewater, and then you got your future?
He's
man, why? I guess you're getting him cheap.
What
Carolina gave up for him last year? I mean, that was just a year ago, right?
I think he was a free agent.
I think he was a free agent too. Yeah, he bet on himself for the Saints, and then it ended up paying out for him. I believe he was a free agent. Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they're out of the quarterback hunt now?
I don't.
It makes me think that maybe Carolina might be in the quarterback hunt now.
You don't think they like Sam as much as...
I think they do, but I think there's also... I mean, Sam's got 2 more years on his rookie contract, and they can pick up the option. No, you know what? Maybe Carolina's out, but it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, the thing is, have the Arizona Cardinals created the new mold? Like, you
like
just keep
what
going.
Brad said, though. Teddy's definitely going to need 2 gloves in Denver.
So we
You have a double set of... You have 2 pairs of gloves on?
Yeah.
It's in the
We're
Rockies.
in Colorado.
It's in the Rockies.
If Denver is
I'm
going
gonna
out
kill
here and getting Teddy, and what do they know about the quarterback class that they don't like? Do they know that everybody's going to be gone right away? That's why they're not even going to be able to trade up. I mean, it was just a 9 for. We were just talking about 9 for 4.
Yeah.
And a couple other things from them to get up there.
Here's the thing. I don't see Denver's going to be. It's not like they're going to. I don't think Denver's in at all a tank year, and I don't know what quarterback was going to be coming out in the 2022 draft. I actually like Denver a lot to be a wild card in the AFC. I don't winning the division is going to be tough, but Denver is a good team. They had a lot of injuries. They had they were like 1-6 and 7 1-score games last week. So I mean, last year the numbers don't. I mean, they were in games.
More
That's
money. They had more money on the injury list than they had on the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Like on salary. Yeah. I know that. And a lot of that was
Vaughn.
Yeah. But
it
makes a difference.
And it pains me. It really does pain me to say the good things about the Broncos. It's just a fan base that I just don't get. I never have understood that fan base for the Broncos, but it is what it is. It just seemed like the kids that were always younger than me, they loved Elway, and where I was just like, okay, he's Elway. It's not that big of a deal. And now we have a weird following here in the Quad Cities, kind of like you have the Steelers in one, or your Cowboy Nation. You guys, I don't know, you have a gang or something.
Yeah, we have a gang. Don't mess with that gang.
And then they have
Get hurt.
what do they call themselves, Herd Nation or whatever else, the Bronco fans. Yeah. It's just it's not my.
They all hang out at public house and.
Yeah. It's not my cup of tea. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to find my
maybe
niche.
if you just found a team and just latched onto it.
I know, that's the thing. It's maybe that's my thing.
Maybe it's you.
I've been doing this for so long.
I thought that you were Bengals. Looking back here.
I feel like I'm a Bengals fan, but then I'm a Jaguars guy.
And he's still got a little Bears love.
I got Bears
through
in me too. I know all the words of Super Bowl Shuffle. I don't know. I do not want my Burrows to take. I want them to take Jamar Chase. I want weapons. I'll be fine with Kyle Pitts too.
Be a lot of fun right there.
Yeah, I'll be fine. But I do not want them to take a offensive lineman at all. I want to have fun. I want Burrow to have fun too.
Okay.
What do you mean? Okay.
You don't want them to get broke.
No, they're fine. They're offensive line. They're going to be just. It's deep. They can do more things in there. All right. So yes, no, maybe so. Bengals in the quarterback hunt. They're going to stay pat.
Broncos,
you
mean?
Broncos. Sorry, they're not going to move up.
They're not going to move up.
Yeah, I don't think they move up now. I think they
I just don't understand why you don't. Why aren't you in the quarterback hunt?
I can see them taking one of the corners now.
I'm so interested to find out how that trade happened. Because the Panthers were like, okay, Teddy, you can go out. You can go out there and seek a trade. You can go. They basically gave him an okay that was like, you can go out there and talk to other teams, and we'll do our best to find you somewhere. We really appreciate who you are, and we understand that you need to go somewhere. How do you negotiate yourself only a 6th rounder? How do you go to a team and like, hey, what are you going to give up to? And they're like, I'll give up a 6th rounder. And you're like, wouldn't you at one point just be like, but I'm better than a 6th rounder? I should be a 4th rounder? And they're like, no. That's got to be tough. Because he really is. I think he's better than a 6th rounder. I mean, who goes in the 6th round this year's draft? That could actually step in right now if Drew Lock goes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, is it this year's 6th rounder or next year's?
This year.
This year. Okay.
Not much I know about 6th rounders.
No, I don't know much about 6th rounders either.
Well, I can help you out with some 6th rounders.
I'm sure. Well, can you help us out and tell us what the Bears need, what the Vikings need, what the Packers? What are they going to do?
I can do that. Well, which team would you like to start with, Jay?
Let's go with my Bears.
Go with your Bears.
Yeah.
All right, your Chicago Bears, Jay.
Monsters of the Minshew. Yeah.
Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks in this draft.
Oh, wow.
4, 6, 8 picks. They have the number 20th, the 52nd. Those are first, second rounds. 3rd round, they have the 84th. And then they don't pick again until the 5th at 165. They have the next picks are all in the 6th round. 2 compensatory. God, I can't even say that word, so whatever. 2 comp picks and 2 regular picks. 205, the 209 they get from Seattle, and then the 2 comp picks are at 222 and 229. Now, in my mock, I have the Bears starting out at 20, taking Elijah Vera Tucker from USC, the talented offensive lineman who can also play tackle. At 52, Bear fans, if you remember correctly, I had them taking Kyle Trask.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Would you rather have Teddy Two Gloves or Gardner Minshew?
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I think Gardner Minshew.
So, see, my 4th round's back in play.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
So, for the Bears, top needs, obviously, quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line, also some other needs, running back, and defensive line in there. So, they fit 2 of their needs already in my draft, quarterback and O-line. So, I said at 84, who's the best possible thing out there for them to get? Don't be surprised if they take a Diami Brown, wide receiver from North Carolina.
Okay. He's going to fall. He's going to be at 84.
Yeah, other names available around there. If they don't take Trask at 52, wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe go wide out somewhere around 52 then. Take Davis Mills. He should be around 84. Lots going to depend if they trade up.
Pete Prisco has him going 32nd overall.
Pete Prisco is on crack. There's no way that guy is going 32nd.
What did he have? 8 games he started for Stanford? He's got 2 ACL injuries and 8 games playing quarterback, and he's got him 32nd overall. 2 ACLs.
Not happening.
No.
Okay, then the 5th round. Okay, a lot of guys out there. If they're sticking around wide receiver, Trayvon Grimes out of Stanford still available, but I think the Bears go running back here, and they take Chris Evans, not to be accused with Captain America, running back from Michigan at 165. Now, starting the 6th round, they need to address some linebacker help. They're just going to try to develop depth down the line from here. This guy's kind of fallen down everybody's draft boards, and he's got some talent. If he's there, I think they jump all over him. The linebacker from Ohio State, Justin Hilliard. At 209, Iowa, Alaric Jackson. They like Iowa players. And then at 222, O-lineman from Grambling, David Moore. And at 229, another Hawkeye, wide receiver, Brandon Smith.
Yeah, it's a lot of Hawkeyes.
Hey, let's just do.
It's fun.
Calm down.
It's fun. I need 8 quarterbacks, by the way. I need one of them's got to pan out.
You go on 8 quarterbacks?
8 quarterbacks. Just start grabbing people.
You gave them some options. I think
See what happens.
The Bears are the wild card, but you just don't know if they're sticking at 20.
Well,
are they trying to move up? Yeah, I think they're still trying to move up.
I thought there was talks about them moving up with Atlanta before.
Right now, maybe they're changing with Denver. Who knows? What do you want me to do next? Vikings or Packers?
I hate talking about Packers.
Why would the Bears move into 4?
Why wouldn't they?
Well, if Trey Lance is right there.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now,
if Justin Fields is there at 9,
Justin Fields or Trey Lance are there, those type of players match what Nagy wants to do. He wants someone that's similar skill sets to Patrick Mahomes.
Should have taken Patrick Mahomes.
He wasn't around then, but yeah. But I could see it happening. If they do that, now think about this. Remember, Dick at one point gave up his entire draft plus 2 picks from his next draft just to get Ricky Williams. So there's ways to get a pick.
If Justin Fields is there at 9, do they trade up for that 9 pick with the Broncos?
I think that's a possibility too, because there is some history there. If you think about when they got Jay Cutler, Smokey Jay.
I miss Jay.
Yeah, me too. Apparently, he's a great Instagram follow, though.
No, great Instagram follow.
Is he? Gotcha. All right. What does? Remember when we were talking the first hour, the Detroit Lions, and I wanted to tell you this. I was sitting around the other night with some Cubs fans, and they were frustrated with what's going to happen. Obviously, it looks like if you have to, out of the 3 that are there, Chris Bryant's having a great year, the contract year type of thing. He's going to be great for the New York Mets when they trade him at the trade deadline. I think they're probably going to sign Rizzo, and I think they're going to sign Javier Baez. I don't know why that's the big deal, but it is. Rizzo, one, he's the face of the franchise. He's the one that you think about winning the 2016 World Series, and Baez is just flashy, whatever else. I think, and going back to it, what I was talking to, the Cubs fans were just frustrated. They're frustrated that they were saying, like, I know they're putting a product out there that looks like it can compete, but I know it can't compete, and I wish they would just be honest with themselves. And I said to them, right now, you guys are no different than the Detroit Lions have been for the past 15 years. And it's one thing, and Detroit doesn't really know where they're at either. They went and they kind of said, we're going to do a rebuilding year, and then they turned around and they got a coach that's like, we're not in a rebuilding year. We're here to do smash mouth football. They made a trade for Jared Goff. And that's the way I feel about the Cubs right now. They're putting a product out there that might be at best 500, and
which might get you in the wild card.
And also lying to people to be like, yeah, we're good when you're not there. I mean, they had one hit last night in a 5-0 shutout. One hit.
Well, that team a couple days before had one hit in 14 innings.
What?
The Atlanta Braves only had one hit Monday in 14 innings with
True.
They got no hit by Bumgarner and
yeah, that's true.
I don't remember what the other kid, Zach something. One hit.
It's a contagious game. That does make sense. You're right. There's a day when you're going to have 12 hits, and the day when you're going to have just one. It's contagious. Errors are contagious. Hits are contagious. Good attitude, bad attitudes are also contagious in that sense. But since I brought up the Detroit Lions, T-Roy, what are the Detroit Lions? You're not the Detroit Lions. The Minnesota Vikings. What are the Packers doing?
Okay, we'll start with the Vikings. They have 11 picks in this draft, Bert. They have the 14th, and then they have 2 third-rounders, 79 and 91 from Baltimore. They have 4 fourth-round picks, the 120th, the 126th from Chicago, the 135th from Buffalo, and the 144th, a comp pick. They have 2 fifth rounds, 158 and the 169 from Pittsburgh, and they have 2 sixths, the 200 and the 224, which is a comp pick. So I had him taking Kwity Paye, defensive end, round 1. Top knees, defensive end, offensive line, defensive line, cornerback, wide receiver. So, at the 79th pick, I have him taking Quinn Meinerz from Wisconsin Whitewater, offensive guard.
How do you do that? How do you go this deep into the draft? Good for you.
Okay. At the 91st pick, I'm telling you what, this guy is moving up a lot of boards. He's ranked higher than you think, and you're going to love this. Amir Smith-Marset.
Oh, interesting. At 91?
Yep, 91.
Okay.
At 120, at cornerback from Michigan State, Shaker Brown. Shaker or Shakir? I don't know. I think it's Shakir Brown. Looks like Tupac. I'll go with Shakir. Okay. At the fourth round, I should say, at 126, the pick they got from the Bears, linebacker out of North Carolina. This guy's got some talent. I think they get some steals late in this draft if these guys fall where they're at. They get Chaz Surratt. And the 135th they're getting from Buffalo. They get the defensive lineman they're looking for from FSU, Marvin Wilson.
Marvin.
Shot Marvin in the face. All right. At 144, their comp pick. They take the tight end out of Georgia, Trey McKitty. And then from here, I think they're just trying to fill and plug and see what they get. If they strike lightning and bottle or whatever else. Getting some depth at O-line at 158. They draft Drew Dahlman from Stanford. 169th, the pick from the Steelers. They draft Trey Walker, a wide receiver out of San Jose State. At 200, James Wiggins, safety out of Cincinnati. And at 224, you're going to love this name, Digene Dixon, wide receiver, Nicholls State.
Okay.
It's a cool name.
It is a cool name.
All right. I know everybody's interested in the Packers.
Everybody's interested in the Packers.
All right. Everyone knows in my mock at 29, I had him taking Terrace Marshall. No, I had taken Terrace Marshall, wide receiver out of LSU. Top needs for the Packers other than wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback, offensive line, and running back, which obviously they addressed that in free agency. I don't think that's a huge need anymore. So right off the bat, we know that their top tackle's out, and they need to get some depth on that O-line. I had 2 names here that I thought they could take. Deontay Brown from Alabama or Trey Smith out of Tennessee. I think Trey Smith's a better option. So I think if he's available, they go Trey Smith. And then at 93, a corner that's fallen down some boards. If you remember, our one dude did his not so early or way too early mock draft.
Yeah.
Sean Wade, cornerback out of Ohio State.
Okay.
But in the third round at 93, that's a hell of a value. So, in the fourth round, 136, they take the safety from Syracuse, Efatu Melifanu. Pronounce that 35 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then they get a fourth round compensation pick, just 7 picks away. At 143, they match him up with his brother, and you heard our boy say it. They get Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver out of USC.
Okay.
In the fifth round at 174, they take a linebacker out of Virginia, Charles Snowden. And then the fifth round comp pick at 179, Grover Cleveland's great grandkid bid.
Is that for real?
No.
Oh.
Offensive lineman out of Georgia, Ben Cleveland. And the sixth round, they have 2 6-round picks. At 215, they get Landon Young, offensive tackle out of Kentucky. Comp pick at 221 in the sixth round, Derek Barnes, linebacker out of Purdue, more like Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
And then the seventh round, 258, Diamandore Lenoir, cornerback, Oregon.
Right on.
So
That's a lot of
just
work,
some
man.
names out there. Yeah, and I had time to spare today. Thought, I'm going to dig into this draft, just see what's available down here,
Mhm.
look at needs.
Good
trying to
job.
help. Yeah.
It's, I mean, again,
Names to look out there for. I mean, who cares really who's taking what in the seventh round?
Who
But
did you
never
have them taking in the first round? The Packers there.
I had him Terrace Marshall, wide receiver out of LSU.
Yeah.
I tried to do some digging in about Terrace
I wouldn't
Marshall.
be surprised if you see a Kadarius Stoney if he falls there. Elijah Moore.
It's got to be a wide receiver though.
I think
It's
it does.
gotta be.
I mean, if they don't, Aaron Rodgers blows a gasket.
Yeah.
I tried to,
And
like,
if I'm a Packer fan, I blow a gasket. Like, get the guy. The only thing I would be like, say, okay, I get it, is if they take a tackle. But I still think at 62, there's a tackle or O lineman
be something
there.
available.
There's something available at
Yeah.
62. So, yeah, you go wide receiver. You help the man out.
I tried to do some digging on the Terrace Marshall, and I wanted to make a comp to Josh Allen about how Josh Allen, he had a good junior year at Wyoming. He had a veteran line. He had good receivers, and then his senior year, the line graduated, and 3 of his top 5 receivers all graduated as well. And I was trying to do the same thing. Like, we don't know enough about Marshall because he didn't have Joe Burrows this year.
He still had a pretty good year.
His numbers were good. Yeah, I couldn't. I'm telling you, I tried. It's not.
Yeah, he's
wild card in this?
literally. In my eyes, I look at like the Justin Jefferson, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't high on anybody's draft board. It was all Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, right? Obviously, Justin Jefferson had the best year of all of them.
Mm-hmm. They could have the best career the way it looked.
Yeah. Now CD had a very good rookie year, but until once Dak got hurt, I feel Terrace Marshall falls in that thing. He comes from that wide receiver tree, and he doesn't seem like that flashy guy. And listen, this is a deep wide receiver class, way deeper than last year's. I feel, and last year's was pretty.
If you're Green
pretty
Bay and you trade out of the 29, who are you trading with to go into the second round to get multiple picks? What's the draft person? Who's the trade partner?
I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys are a trade partner to trade up from their second round pick into the first round again. I see that happening.
Okay, so
Dallas,
give it to me at 29. If they're going to go at 29, what are you offering at the Cowboys for the Packers?
Now Dallas has 10 picks in this draft, so let me pull them up real quick. Okay.
I just don't see any way how the Packers could even trade out of the first round and not go out and get a wide receiver this year. It just has to happen, I feel
because I'm asking him because I think that Kadarius Toney is the wild card in this out of all the wide receivers. He kind of has that semi-checkered past, but he's very, very talented. And actually, his name's getting brought up more and more because more people are watching the film on Kyle Pitts, but they're like, wait a minute, who's that number one? And he's starting to come off the highlight screen more, and that's what I'm starting to hear, listening to more and more. So I'm trying to see if maybe if they could pull out and then get a Kadarius Toney. Yeah, the other Packers. Yeah,
I can see Dallas giving up their 44th to get the 29th, along with their 100th. Now, if Green Bay doesn't bite, then Dallas says, "Okay, we'll give you our 75th." So then that gives Green Bay 44, 62, 75, and 93.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You can get a lot of talent right there.
I'm okay with
All
that.
right,
Yeah.
and then Dallas still has 10th, 29th, and the 100th, and the 116th. So they're happy with where they're at. I think and the reason, obviously I know a little bit more what Dallas wants. I feel Dallas wants to move up. There's a possibility if there is a tackle there that they really like, and I really think
it will be a tackle.
I think they really like Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
And I see them trading up to get him, or if one of these defensive ends falls that they're really high on, and that's the thing. These defensive ends.
That's why I kind of have the Bears taken at 20.
Yeah. The other defensive edge rusher that I see that the Dallas would really be high on is Zayvon Collins. So that would be the scenario there. Other teams that I think
Zayvon Collins, the linebacker out of Tulsa.
Yeah, outside linebacker.
He's got his background checks all the boxes.
Yeah,
the general managers love this dude.
Yeah. Other teams that would trade up possibly. I think Denver could, especially if they start moving stuff around. If they trade back. If they trade back from the 9th, maybe they trade up because they are the 40th overall pick, so that's an option. And San Francisco is always a player in this too, and they have the 43rd pick. You never know what they're going to do. And San Francisco has a lot of draft capital as well, I believe. So, I don't know. And then New England is at 46. Patriots, man.
I think they're moving up. I think I look at them at the 4, 7, and 8 spot.
And like I said, that
same thing with the Washington football
Elijah
team.
Moore to me is available at that spot in the second round. I think he drops there, and he's another joystick type guy. Rondale Moore, another. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Rondale Moore is another dude that's kind of because he was so outstanding his freshman year at Purdue. If you remember, they put a hurting on Ohio State, and I saw him just destroy that secondary. And he's just a solid dude. He's small, height-wise, but he's just built. Tough to tackle, joystick, that slot receiver to go along with Devontae Adams. That would be another fit. And taking him at 29, kind of a reach. But if you're going to build some draft capital with somebody, that's huge. Because, like I said, if it's with Dallas and you get 62, 44, 75, and 93, those are pretty damn solid picks. And you can do a lot with it. And that can make Mr. Rogers happy in his neighborhood for the next 3-4 years.
All right, let's take a quick break here. Don't hassle us for local. When we come back, we're going to give our friend Leah, new friend to the show, Leah, a call. We haven't, we've mentioned her, we've reached out to her, and now we're going to finally get a chance to talk to her. We're here at Don't Hassle Us for Local, ESPN 1170 AM.
Front Street Brewery is the oldest brew pub in Iowa, and it started right here in Davenport back in 1992. They have great beers like the Davenport Gold, Wise Guy, Raging River, and everyone's favorite, the Cherry Bomb Blonde. Remember, you can check out their Facebook page for all food and drink specials, or go to the webpage www.frontstreetbrew.com. That's Front Street Brewery, the restaurant, 208 East River Drive, in the tap room in the Freight House Complex.
We're streaking! We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium. There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing it.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Matt Koss of the Quad City Times, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Shop the Tyson Spectacular Spring Sale now through May 9th. Save on great products from trusted brands including Scott's, Miracle-Gro, Preen, and Bonide. Have the best-looking lawn with savings on products from AgriFab, Husqvarna, Troy-Bilt, and Steel, and more. Our greenhouses are in full bloom with savings on mix-and-match bedding and vegetables, roses, hydrangeas, and more. Tyson's is your one-stop shop for all your lawn and garden needs. Visit one of our family-owned stores and garden centers today. Tyson's, Home, Farm, Auto.
Nissan believes you deserve a car that thrills you. So we have to ask, does your car thrill you? When you hit the pedal, do you get something back? A chill in your spine, goosebumps on your goosebumps. When you take off, do your fingers tighten around the steering wheel? Does your heart beat in your stomach and your breath catch in your chest? Does driving make you feel alive? Because it should. And if your car doesn't thrill you, ours will. This is the new Nissan.
All right, is that a Q2 or Q3 expense?
Dwayne's CPA went MIA.
Nah.
To keep his books and his sanity, he needs to find a replacement ASAP.
Hey, Johnny, have you ever heard of a fungible good?
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Mike Greenberg, greedy.
Kevin Colbert is the general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you hear his comments about Ben Roethlisberger coming back? I mean, to call this a tepid endorsement would be an insult to tepid endorsements everywhere. I'm not a big believer in coincidences or accidents. I don't think almost anything is a coincidence, and I don't think almost anything happens by accident. Those words were purposefully chosen, and they were sending a message, a big message, to the fans and to Ben. The message to the fans is, you may not have this quarterback back next year. We are preparing you for the possibility that Ben Roethlisberger will no longer be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers going forward. And the message to Ben is exactly the same.
Greedy, 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
Hear every game of Chicago White Sox baseball on ESPN 1170 AM.
Back toward the wall. It's gone.
Len Casper and Darren Jackson are on the call. Chicago White Sox baseball on ESPN 1170 is presented by Wheeland Presley Funeral Home and Crematory, Circle Tap, Crawford Company, and Vegas Gaming Cafe. Check ESPN1170am.com for the full White Sox schedule.
Attention homeowners! We know March, April, and May mean mild weather and the slowest months of the year for our business. So we've got great news for you. TMI is slashing prices and giving away deluxe furnaces for half price with the purchase of air conditioning. That's right, half price furnaces. Great utility and manufacturer rebates, plus this half off sale means huge savings. Don't miss out on this opportunity to get the best deal of the year. Estimates are free, so call today. TMI, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing.
Shanae and Golick Jr.
Milwaukee built this up the right way. They built it around the superstar and built it as well as you could have, but this is starting to look more and more, should they fall short this year, like Milwaukee becoming a fancy, high-powered version of the Toronto Raptors before Kawhi got there. Meaning you can be the number one seed in the Eastern Conference during the regular season, and you're going to hit an understandable ceiling. Like, they ran into that LeBron James ceiling for years, and for Milwaukee, Giannis may have chosen a bad time to put up in the Eastern Conference and say, I'm going to make my home here, when all of a sudden James Harden and these guys came and decided to make Brooklyn their home.
People want to win now, and at some point, the criticism is going to come to Giannis, unfortunately, because he's been that successful so early. And so, like, well, when are you going to win? Hopefully it's this year, because then it'll quiet all those critics. But I don't know about that with Brooklyn out there and Joel Embiid out there. I don't know about that, though.
Shanae and Golick Jr. 3 to 6 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Dreaming about new landscaping or some updates to your home? Since you've seen so much of both this year, then get to the Home and Garden Show at the QCCA Expo Center, April 30th through May 2nd. It's 2 shows in one. The QCCA Expo Center and QCBR have joined together to bring you inspiration for your backyard retreat, including landscape equipment, lawn care solutions, and garden decor. Plus great ideas on home improvement and remodeling from some of the Quad City's best. Sponsored in part by Mid-America Basement Systems and CBI Bank and Trust. Get more information and advance tickets at QCCAExpoCenter.com.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBLB Davenport, a Town Square media station.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Don't Have Social Local on AM 1170.
Yo! All right.
Yo, Adrian.
It is 1:30 in the afternoon, April 28th. Adrian's got his last bowling event of the season for him, his season, right?
3 more games.
3 more games.
3 more
tonight.
games to get a 300.
He played 4 softball games last night. This is a busy man. Not only is he also running fricks, he's all over the place.
I got a lot of hobbies.
You do. Good for you.
It's fun.
Keeps him out of trouble.
That's right. Does it?
Yeah.
You still managed to get into it a little bit. We were talking off the air. Well, during the commercial break, I know our Pines team they'll start tomorrow night. Their slow pitch team, their game. So, which is good. Last year, you're not having them. These are all things. Like I said, it's fun to get back into it. I know it's still like with some of apprehension, but it's even weird that I'm going into my daughter's first competitive tournament of the year, and I have to ask beforehand, hey, I hadn't seen email. Is there any like COVID restrictions we need to know about? Nope. It's just weird to even ask that, you know. But now you just expect that it's going to be, and like, no, we're good. So it's a little crazy. All right, we're going to give Leah a call. We've never met Leah before. We just reached out to her. Leah works for the Cedar Rapids Gazette. She's from Texas originally. She went to the University of Texas at Austin and also grad school in Chicago. We'll catch up with her just a little bit here in a second. You with me, T-Ray?
Yep.
Hello.
Leah.
Hey,
it's
what's up?
Jay, T-Roy, and Adrian here at Don't Hassle Us. We're local here down here in the Quad Cities, ESPN 1170 AM. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. I think we're all doing well. Weather's cooperating for us. We've talked back and forth on Twitter and everything else, but we want to kind of.
I originally invited you, by the way.
Yes, T-Roy, you're the original one that did it. Yes, we understand.
It was on me. I did it.
All right. So, and we were kind of telling people a little bit. I was kind of giving them about your background, but let's have you explain it. You're from Texas originally, right?
Yes, I am.
So you went to University of Texas. You were a biology major.
Yeah, I was. I am. That's where my diploma says I am educated in.
Okay, that's what you're educated in. And then you became a sports writer.
I did, yes.
How did you make that transition from the medical field to into sports journalism?
Well, here's the thing, is I never did quite get into the medical field, so I saved a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
In some terms, in some terms I didn't, right? Because I still have a degree in biology that I don't really use. But yeah, I mean, I've always loved football, and I was a high school athlete growing up, so I, played volleyball, I ran track. So I loved sports, and I was around it, and, sports was also there for me when I needed, people to be there for me, because in high school I was diagnosed with leukemia, which is a form of blood cancer, and I was 15 at the time, and, I had all these aspirations of being a collegiate athlete, and those were kind of quickly crushed. And, at the time, we had the top running back in the nation, Jonathan Gray. He was the National Gatorade Player of the Year. And he would come visit me in the hospital, and all of a sudden, somebody interviews him on a post-game show, and he says, yeah, Leah Van's my inspiration on the field. So I'm getting calls from Sports Illustrated and ESPN about this big story. And so, I kind of went through that. I saw my name in Sports Illustrated, which was really cool, and, something that I've always read and loved. And I thought, I kind of want to tell stories about that someday. I want to, tell the story about the high school football player who's this big star and visiting this, his, kind of classmate, I guess. You could say he's a year older than me. And, he kept coming. It wasn't just like a one-time, here's a signed football, and I'm special, and you're special, and let's take a picture, and it was kind of more than that. And so that was my original inspiration, but, I went to college thinking I had to be a doctor, given the fact that I had gone through this traumatic thing. And so, but I kept, kind of avoiding doing everything medical. I hated all the pre-med kids, so I didn't like the pre-med clubs. They were awful. People just sat there and talked about their grades, and I was like, well, I'm barely passing, so that's great. But anyway, long story short, I joined the student newspaper. I tried twice to get on the staff. It's very competitive for the sports section, and finally got on staff and kind of worked my way up from there. And then I decided, I really love writing and I really love sports and I want to do this. So, yeah, from there I applied for jobs across the nation. I was willing to go anywhere. And, the first place that gave me a shot was in Mason City, Iowa. So I'm really grateful for that experience. And that's how I pretty much kind of ended up in the field.
I think it's incredible that the guy who sits there and says, he gives you inspiration, his story gave you inspiration to go into the sports journalism. It's kind of neat,
Yeah, it really, and I don't know how much he knows that. And, I still have him on social media and everything. And, of course, his career at Texas didn't turn out to be what it should have been. He unfortunately tore both of his Achilles, and he's a great running back. And I think he still coaches somewhere in the Fort Worth area. But, yeah, I mean, it was kind of this weird, moment. And I think that also, I don't know. I think you always do what your parents kind of tell you you're meant to do when you're going to college, right? And so I was top 7% of my class, and I was always pretty good at science and math and all that. And I'd been through this huge thing, and so I kind of was I'm going to put the real dream on the back burner because it's not as reliable and it's not a guarantee. And of course, nothing in life is. So, yeah, I don't know. And then I just kind of came to the realization while working for the student paper that it's actually something that I truly enjoy and that I love. It's not just something that I dreamt about and then it turned out to not be everything I wanted it to be. It turned out to be something that I actually wanted it to be,
Now, talk to us about, how did you get involved in reporting on the Hawkeyes, and how has it been so far? Because, those of us that don't follow you on Twitter, I do. I can tell that you really enjoy it. It is something that you're 100% full on.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because when I got this job, everybody was like, "You are going back to Iowa," and they're like, "It's kind of hilarious because I originally worked in Mason City and as a prep reporter. I covered 23 high schools up there and the community college and all that. And so then I moved to Colorado for an opportunity that opened up and was kind of brought to my attention to be the sports editor at one of my favorite ski towns, which is in Steamboat Springs. And then after that, I decided I wanted to go to graduate school to finally, study journalism, study something I actually wanted to study and practice it, get better. And because, when you go off and you don't have any internship experience, you just kind of get thrown into covering sports. There's a lot of pressure that comes with the fact that I was getting published and also my mistakes were getting published. And so that's why I wanted to go to grad school and kind of get those reps in without the pressure of being published. And so, I was in grad school and then I graduated in August. And, kind of wanted to increase all my multimedia skills. And I also realized that if I wanted to be a football reporter, I could not be in a ski town in Colorado, right? I can't be reporting on alpine skiing if I want to become a college football reporter. And, it's one of those things that sit on the couch every Saturday and watch college football and be like, why am I not doing this? And, of course, it takes everybody a ladder. There's a ladder you have to climb. And so, yeah, I think a couple months after I graduated, we're in this pandemic and college football jobs were super scarce. And, the ones that came up, I think there was one in Georgia that came up and that was pretty much it. But it was it opened up when I was still working on my master's project. So I just didn't have time to apply. And then the other sports jobs I was seeing were mostly sports editor jobs, which isn't the fun stuff. That's not, on the ground reporting. And so I was just kind of all right, I guess I'm going to have a career in news. And so I applied for a bunch of news jobs, and then I saw that this one opened up, and I was like, well, this would be ideal because I've already lived in Iowa. I know what it's like there, and I know some people on staff. I still kept up with Jeff Linder on Twitter, and I messaged him and I was like, hey, can you put a good word in for me because I kind of want this job. you know? And it's everything I wanted. It was college football reporting, you know, and it was me, like, work for a newspaper. It was just everything I wanted to be, because I told my career services advisor, like, when I started at Northwestern, that I wanted to be a college football beat writer. And, you know, when you don't see those jobs open up and then you finally do, and you're in a place that not only, like, you know, it's not like Arkansas State, right? You know, I'm covering like a Big Ten team. So I was like, this is, you know, Power 5 school. It's in a place where I actually have like some friends still and some people that I know, and then and like some sense of familiarity. And then also I'm perfectly qualified at this point. And so that was kind of like a no-brainer. It was one of those things where I wrote the cover letter, and it was the easiest cover letter I've ever written in my entire life. And
That's
I also
great.
said, you know, can't go wrong. Y'all love Texans. Y'all love Hayden Fry. You got to love me. Right?
Yeah, no, dead on. Yeah, you're right.
Well, and I love the Dallas Cowboys, and I think we have that in common.
Yes.
Oh,
Here we go.
Way too happy.
Sorry, I
speaking
couldn't
of-
help it. I mean,
there's so many, and there's so many questions I have for you, Leah, and we will get to the draft Cowboys thing, I guess, later. Who knows? But there are just certain things like that you've covered, and looking on, you know, going to your bio and looking at your website and everything else. I think what's really important is that in your J school, going back 30 years to the Odessa, Texas, the 30-year anniversary of Friday Night Lights, and looking at the systematic racism in high school sports. I think that's an amazing thing that you covered when you were in J school. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, that was something. So I've read this book like so many times.
Sure.
And, you know, being from a big-time high school football town in Aledo, Texas, which, by the way, is now experiencing its own racial awakening, I was like, you know, people just don't remember the original story, right? Because we've seen the movie and we've seen the TV show, which, by the way, I love both of them, right?
Okay.
But the movie doesn't really touch on the racism. And then the TV show does, but it's a fictionalized version. So my original idea was like, ooh, how do I figure out why that is? And talk to TV producers and stuff. But if you know anything about Hollywood, like, to get in touch with, like, TV producers and stuff, you have to contact the assistant's assistant. I'm not even joking. So I was like, this is not going to be a doable story. So then I was like, well, what has changed in this town since, right? Like, you know, this book sparked a lot of controversy. People were mad. People were sending death threats to the author. The author couldn't even visit the town for a book signing.
Yes.
Because it was so dangerous. And, you know, I don't think people remember that, right? Especially my generation. And, you know, we've all seen the movie. We've all seen the TV show. And so I was like, okay, well, what's it like now? How do they view the book now? Like, do people still read it? Do people think that, you know, do they remember what it's about? And so that was kind of my idea. And, of course, like, I had to report remotely because, you know, Northwestern was like, you know, we don't want to take on the liability of you possibly catching COVID. And so I was basically calling around, and I just I started with the characters from the book because they're all still, I mean, a lot of them are still alive.
Yeah.
And the main character, one of the main characters, Brian Chavez, is one of the football players. He literally still lives there, and he's a prominent lawyer in the area. And so I started with him, and then, you know, he connected me with some of the other book's characters, and then I got to, like, the local leadership and found a black activist, and, you know, so, and then there was all this stuff going on this summer, you know, all the Black Lives Matter marches, and, you know, there was a guy who resigned from the school board, or forced to resign from the school board because of his racial comments. So I was like, there's still stuff going on that was going on 30 years ago, but then there's also some improvements, and also there's a change in demographic in Odessa. Odessa used to be very, very white, and now it's predominantly very Hispanic because of the oil booms and busts over the years and bringing different people from different backgrounds to the area. While the black population has kind of remained the same, but then you still have the black players who are, you know, the prominent athletes in the area. And so I'm like, okay, well, how are they treated, right? And like, because the whole point of the book was saying, you celebrate these players on the field, but off the field, you know, you are not on their side. And so, yeah, I mean, it was really tough, to be honest, of a project. I knew I had a good story, and I pitched it to a lot of different places, and I was surprised by how many media outlets, given like the era that we're in and the conversations we were having, I was surprised by how many people turned it down.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how many people said, oh, well, we know it's the 30th anniversary, but can't you just do a Q&A with the author? I'm like, so why wouldn't you want something nuanced and different? Because you do a Q&A with this author every anniversary, and he's sick of it. And so, yeah, but, you know, I finally found a place to take a chance on me, and it was an interesting experience, and it's kind of sad. I mean, Odessa, Texas wasn't fully declared integrated. Like, their school system wasn't fully declared integrated until 2010. 2010. Jeez. So, like, that's not very far off, you know, and we're still experiencing a lot of these problems. So, you know, the whole thing was, for me, I wanted people to remember the message of the actual book.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that maybe it encouraged some of the people who read this, read the article to kind of think about, what do we mean when we say a Friday Night Lights town?
Mm-hmm.
What do we mean when we say the words Friday Night Lights? Because to me, as someone who's read the book, it's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, they not to piggyback on what we were kind of doing yesterday, and we talked to our friend Emily Van Buskirk. But if you give me the three that you're referring to when it comes to Friday Night Lights, if I had to start, bench, or cut one, I would start the book. I would bench the television show. I probably would cut the movie. But the reason why I ask is because I think it's incredible that you did this research and everything, and I do want to talk more about Iowa football and your coverage of it and whatnot. But you've obviously covered multiple things. You went to J school because you wanted to, like you said, your errors are being published. You wanted to do it the right way. I think the first time I really saw you on Twitter was right about the time during the Big 12 Women's Championship. Texas won. I think you wrote something like Tears of Joy. Someone's just being a jerk on social media said something to you like no cheering in the press box. Obviously, you did a write-up on Davion and T-Roy. You retweeted it and everything else.
Davion Nixon was great.
So I don't want to give too much time to those people, but you've done this work. You've done the extra steps. And the fact that just one random person can say something about no cheering in the press box is insane to me, to try to downplay that you're reporting on something, you're an alumni of a school, you're proud of them, and they try to take away that you're just excited by telling you how to do your job. Does that ever get annoying to you?
I mean, yeah, but there's like this mute button on Twitter, which is pretty great. And you know, it's funny because they're still tweeting at you. They just don't know that, like, you actually aren't reading any of their stuff. But, you know, like, I think that was like, it was kind of annoying because here's the thing, and this is something that I learned. I went to the Association for Women in Sports Media convention in 2017. And one of the keynote speakers was Linda Cohn, who was on SportsCenter for many years, still is. So, like, you know, everybody knows who Linda Cohn is. And she said, you know, here's the thing is we all got into this industry because we were fans first, right? And there's all these, like, old-fashioned rules about, like, oh, don't show your fandom and blah, 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 which, like, okay, yeah. You don't want to – if I'm, like, covering Texas, I probably shouldn't be, like – rah, rah, go Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I went to the University of Texas. It is like my home. It is where I built so many friendships. It's where I fell in love with sports journalism. So it is pretty reasonable as me covering a team in the Big Ten for me to cheer for my alma mater in the Big 12. And, like, I think any other beat writer out there still is cheering for their alma mater. Maybe not openly, but they still feel that sense of, like, you know, we can never eliminate bias, and that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like bias is never. It can kind of shape you as in different ways, but you know, you don't just throw your fandom out the window just because you got a job. Like, I still have my diploma from Texas. There's a lot of money I spent into going to Texas, so. You know, I want to see how it translates, and I love, you know, feeling like a part of the Texas fan community, even though we're all cynical and, you know, upset all the time.
Well, you know, it's funny you bring that up, too. It's like no one really gets on Mike Tirico about rooting for Syracuse, you know? Like,
Right.
is there a double standard or whatever it is? I mean, I think the one fan that I know Linda Cohn is, she is a Giants fan. Now, a New York Giants fan. Now, being a Cowboy fan, I don't really like the Giants ever. But that being said, I'm never going to be critical of her for growing up. I think she grew up in New York, so I mean, she grew up a Giants fan. It makes sense, like you said. That's home to her.
Yeah, it's home, you know, and so, like, I think the thing is like a lot of Iowans are used to their beat writers also probably being either like somewhat of Iowa fans or, you know, being from Iowa in some capacity, and I'm not. And so maybe it's a little annoying to people who are like, okay, I follow you for Iowa football, but like you're tweeting about Texas and I don't really care. And I get that. And that's fine. But too bad. You know?
Well, the mute button works the other way too. Yeah, they can always mute you.
Open.
Okay.
I'm pretty open on Twitter, and that's how I am.
So, all right. So you're covering Iowa football. You came back from Colorado. And you talk about Iowa fans and whatnot. I feel comfortable asking you that Iowa's treated you pretty well, I guess, that you wanted to come back?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so here's the thing.
Okay.
When I was in Mason City, like it was my first year living out of state away from home, right? So I was kind of like homesick a little bit, and you know, I just moved from the sprawling metropolis of Austin, Texas, to like the North Iowa Mason City.
I really can I interrupt? Yeah, I'm really happy that you paused there because I thought you were going to say the meth capital of Iowa, but you didn't. So good for you, Leah, by not seeing that. Oh, okay. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, yeah.
Listen, like Mason City has a really special place in my heart, but I also understand that it's Mason City.
Yeah.
So, you know, like it was a culture shock, and it was kind of sad because I was like watching all my friends move to these awesome like big city places, and I was moving to Mason City, Iowa. You know, and so I didn't love it, and I loved the job, I loved the people, and that's one thing is like there were so many people who welcomed me with open arms. I mean, they would, you know, give me winter supplies. They would do all this stuff for me, and like I still have friends to this day from the area and like people I consider my family. And so, you know, but like when I left, I was like, thank God I am leaving Iowa. I'm never coming back because I lived in this terrible apartment next to this debatably a meth house.
Yeah.
And, you know,
See? Yeah.
it was just like not fun. And so, but then like coming back to Iowa, like, first off, I love Iowa City. I've always loved Iowa City, and I actually visited here over the summer to visit with one of my Mason City friends who happen to live in Iowa City now. And so, you know, I loved this part of Iowa, and I also felt like when I left Iowa and I went to Colorado, I realized how much I missed the people, because I think what we think about, everybody's like, I want to move to Colorado. It's the most beautiful place on earth. I'm like, yeah, it's a beautiful place, but the people are awful. And I think part of what makes a place is the people. Okay. So, yeah, I felt comfortable moving back to Iowa because I know that the people are going to be, like, nice and make me feel at home. And, like, yeah, okay, there's going to be some haters. I'm sure I'm going to get more haters as, like, football season starts. But, you know, like, for the most part, there is a comforting, like, homey vibe. People really get you involved in the community. And, you know, it's like, it's down to earth is what I want to say. So.
I think that's Iowa. I mean,
Yeah.
you nailed it. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, moving away from Iowa, like growing up here and then moving away. I think what you're saying about other places, sometimes, yeah, you go to places and you're like, man, the people here are horrible.
So how many you got? Was it August, September you started at the Gazette in Cedar Rapids?
Oh, I started in January,
Okay.
but I got the offer in like December.
Okay. So you haven't been, I mean, you've been around it or whatever, but you haven't been like the full Kinnick, the swarm coming out of the tunnel or anything like that just yet?
No, I have not.
Oh, well, that is an amazing time. A lot of fun. You're gonna like that a lot. It is good.
We
And-
probably would have met you at the spring game, but Jay didn't let us go. Jay didn't let me go.
Yeah, I didn't apply for the credentials, and now apparently I'm the bad guy. I
Well,
guess
he is. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
So, but the thing is that, and I hate the idea of that the show is coming to an end because I want to continue this conversation. We haven't even got to talk about Iowa football that much, but I think it's
Or the Dallas
important.
Cowboys.
Or the Dallas Cowboys. So if we are doing this right now, are you excited for the draft, Leah? What are you looking forward to the most?
The draft is it's nice because you get a taste of football, but it's also not really football at the end of the day. It's just kind of guys getting on teams. So
it really is. Why did you just do that?
You just popped my balloon.
Completely ruined it all.
Just guys going to teams.
I think the draft can be pretty boring, to be honest.
Gonna watch them put
I'm
on hats.
excited to find out where some of these Iowa guys that I've been writing about for months end up going because, I've just been kind of speculating at this point. I think everybody is speculating. And also I want to know who the Dallas Cowboys are going to take, which could be extremely disappointing or it could be exciting. And then you get to ride this high of are we going to win the Super Bowl this year? And then you realize you're not going to about game one. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited in a sense that I want to know where the people I'm interested in knowing where they're going are going to end up. But I'm also I'm not really interested beyond the Dallas Cowboys and the Iowa Hawkeye products.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm yeah, I'm not doing a bunch of reading. And I think we all know who's going to go first and second pick. So it's not going to be a huge shocker. But, of course, we're going to watch the clock tick until the very freaking end. And then they'll be Trevor Lawrence. It's you could have just taken 2 seconds and told us, Trevor Lawrence moving on,
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree with you. It's not like you're going to spend 12 minutes being I'm hearing the Jaguars are taking offers right now. No, I don't think that's going to happen.
It's like the Jaguars just put her on auto draft and they didn't do
what
it.
happens on the field. Show me what you can do, right? That I'm a results-driven kind of gal.
Well, again, I appreciate you giving us the time. I know you had a Zoom conference call with some of the coaches earlier, so I appreciate that you scheduled time for us to do this, and I'm sure you got things right for the Gazette. Tell everyone where they can follow you on social media, Leah.
Yeah, you can follow me at @LVan_sports. That's Van with 2 N's. And yeah, that's me on Twitter. So you can just follow me there. I try to keep my other social media a little bit more private.
Yeah, all right. And then let's schedule time and talk where we can actually talk more about Iowa football. I apologize, but I really wanted the listeners to get to know you and everything else and kind of get an idea behind the voice. So let's find a time and let's talk real soon whenever you feel comfortable doing it.
Sure thing. Sounds good. Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for answering the tweet. Take care, Leah, okay?
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. All right. That's Leah Van, the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Like she said, she was in Mason City. She went to J school. She was out in Colorado. If you go,
for her to take that job in Mason City, I don't want to be morbid here, but you remember what happened in Mason City
was thinking
in the early
about
90s.
it. I definitely was thinking about it when she said an apartment.
You might have been too young to remember this, Adrian, but
that's still
her name was Jody.
Van Hoosen.
Hoosentroot.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Oh, I was
Jody
thinking,
Van Hoosentroot.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
But they never found her.
Yeah, she was a newscaster up there, or whatever.
Crazy.
So like when I'm
Mason
like,
City.
that's a
young
young lady.
When she said that, I'm like, oh my god.
I thought the exact same thing. Great. She very well spoken. She was quick to the point. I love that.
Odessa's story was amazing.
The way
she was talking about it, you could just tell how much she cared about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, like she said, I love the book. It's true that the author wasn't invited back for years. I wasn't a fan of the movie. I liked the show, but
didn't that have Billy Bob in it?
It did, yeah. But all right, well,
another day, another dollar.
Beautiful day here in the Quad Cities.
Come tomorrow, you're gonna hear me holler.
You have any sports tonight, Adrian?
Just bowling last night.
Last night bowling. That's right. I got a league going on. Softball starting. There's going to be more coaches' corner coming up.
Can't wait.
I'm gonna.
Can't wait for you to piss off some more umpires.
I don't think I'm going to piss off any umpires.
I
Wait till
feel
this weekend. That might be it, or whatever else. We were sharing some stories last night about some things umpire wise. But hey,
I think you should get ran. do something to get ran.
I will just, if I got ran, I would feel so
You gonna get
bad.
ran in a slow pitch softball game?
No.
Oh.
No, not even a 12U softball team. Yeah.
Okay, that's much better.
Told this story. I'm gonna tell it real quick. I told this to my daughter last night. She was asking me some dumb question like, "What's the dumbest thing you ever did to get in trouble?" And I was like, "There's so many things." But when I was in 4th grade, I was in gym class. We were playing kickball. I didn't like what the gym teacher, aka the umpire, called a guy. He called him safe when he was out. We were out in the field. I took off my my teammate in the kid in class. I took his glasses off of him, walked up to the gym teacher, and said, "Do you need these?" I was 10.
That's beautiful.
That's what I did to my gym teacher. I'm a jerk. Plain and simple. All right, we have 15 seconds. We're out of here. This is going to be it for Don't Hassle So Local. Thanks, Adrian. We appreciate it. You guys have a safe and sanitized Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
AM. For a Town Square media station.